Now, Minister Andrew Doyle, please.
Thank you, Count Corla. I'd like to welcome the opportunity to discuss the matter of animal welfare in the House, and I'd like first of all to emphasise the Government's commitment to animal welfare and to reiterate that this Government does not tolerate any instance of animal cruelty. There is no doubt that there is greater engagement than ever by the public at large with issues relating to animal welfare. The public interest has been given concrete expression in the Animal Health and Welfare Act, which was adopted by the Oireachtas following extensive and positive debate. The Act provides a modern and robust framework for dealing with animal welfare-related issues. I wanted to focus tonight on the significant progress that has been made in recent years in the area of the welfare of animals. In particular, I am glad that the Deputy's motion acknowledges the progress that the Animal Health and Welfare Act has brought about. The Animal Health and Welfare Act 2013 was a major piece of legislation that updated and replaced around 40 pieces of primary legislation in the animal welfare and health going back to over 100 years. The Act changed the basis upon which animal owners must treat their animals. The Animal Health and Welfare Act of 2013 enshrined the principles of the 5 freedoms for animals. They are freedom from hunger and thirst, freedom from discomfort, freedom from pain, injury and disease, freedom to exhibit natural behaviour, and freedom from fear and distress. These requirements are a fundamental shift in the way that this issue is dealt with under the Irish legal system. The Animal Health and Welfare Act is designed to allow intervention in a much wider range of cases than previously. As a result, minor cases can be tackled before they escalate, and the Act is a vehicle to encourage and educate animal keepers. In the past, where the 1911 Protection of Animals Act was the only recourse available, it could only be used where significant suffering had, in fact, occurred. This new approach means that we will be able to tackle problems when they are relatively minor, which makes the risk of escalation much lower. Enforcement is a complex issue and one which needs to be examined in detail. This is another progressive aspect of the Act in that it does not just focus on prosecution, which is only appropriate in cases where there have been serious welfare issues that can be clearly demonstrated to the courts. The new enforcement approach reflects the need to intervene as early as possible in animal welfare situations. The Act provides for animal health and welfare notices to be issued by authorised officers. This means that minor situations can be addressed at an early stage and that encouragement, guidance and best practice are introduced rather than just punishment. In terms of actual prosecutions, 35 cases have been successfully prosecuted in recent years, with a further 26 in various stages of preparation with a view to prosecuting. Furthermore, the Act contains provisions that where an individual is convicted of a serious animal welfare offences, the courts may ban them from keeping animals, or indeed restrict the numbers of animals they may keep. In some cases, welfare issues are due less to innate cruelty than to the animal owner's capacity to care for his or her animals being overwhelmed. Therefore, this provision allows for cases where an individual's mental well-being is best protected by allowing them to keep a fewer amount of animals. The provisions of the Act are enforced by authorised officers, and my department, on Garda Síochána, officers of Customs and Excise, authorised officers of both the ISP SPCA and Dublin SPCA are included. This cooperation with other organisations has been a major departure under the Act, and the arrangement has been working well. Individual officers of the Turf Club and Board Nagan have also been authorised by the Act, and I would like to express my thanks to these bodies for their valuable contribution to animal welfare. The Animal Health and Welfare Act has been well received by both upon enactment and as it has been rolled out and implemented. All of our major animal welfare NGOs and stakeholders have seen it as a major progressive improvement in the area. In addition, the Act sets out clearly legal enforceable parameters relating to the activities such as hunting and coursing, which must occur in a lawful fashion that avoids wilful or unnecessary cruelty. And as regards non-legislative solutions, the actions taken by my department to protect animal welfare go beyond mere legislation, notwithstanding how progressive and flexible that may be. For example, the Farm Animal Welfare Advisory Council, a multi-stakeholder group that meets on a national and regional basis and includes representatives from farmers, the Department of Agriculture and the animal welfare organisations. This advisory council has been very successful in its regional forum in acting as an early warning system. Similarly, where natural and weather events have led to problems in certain locations, my department has acted quickly and effectively to bring about emergency supplies of feed to particular premises where feed has been an issue. Since 2011, over €11 million in total has been provided in ex gratia payments, reaching approximately 140 animal welfare organisations throughout the country annually. Monitoring of animal welfare is something that has been raised, and this is something that occurs on a number of levels and forums. On the farm side, cross-compliance inspections by the Department flags up welfare issues, and departmental veterinary staff carry out regular inspections. In the context of monitoring, I think the increased awareness of animal welfare means that the issue is something that can be raised whenever it occurs, and that has been facilitated in particular by the animal welfare helpline that my department has had in place for some years now. This helpline, low call 0761 064 408, along with a dedicated email address, animalwelfare@agriculture.gov.ie, facilitates the reporting by members of the public of any suspicion of poor animal welfare or animal cruelty taking place, whether within the realm of a farming situation or a sporting or recreational activity, or indeed in a public place or an urban setting. All calls received are treated in confidence and are followed up by the authorised officers. Similarly, there are a variety of people involved with animals, all of whom are aware of welfare issues and who can flag them as they and when they arise. Officers of my department, the ISPCA, the Dublin SPCA officers, local vets and dog wardens in dog pounds, and of course members of the public and animal welfare NGOs all play a role. I'm also bringing forward a new greyhound industry bill in the autumn, which addresses the governance of Board na Gcon, strengthens regulatory controls in the industry, modernises sanctions and improves integrity with a view to building a reputation for exceptional regulation in the sector. The draft general scheme of the bill has already progressed through the pre-legislative scrutiny phase, and a memorandum will go to the Government in the coming weeks requesting approval to publish the updated general scheme and to submit it to the Office of Parliamentary Counsel for drafting. In conclusion, there is a lot of agreement on the issue of this issue. Animal welfare is an important issue. There have been huge improvements in legislative and non-legislative regime that have brought about a change in attitudes in this country. The few individuals who do neglect and abuse animals find themselves more likely to be punished than ever before, which is as it should be. Early education, understanding and awareness continue to improve and raise standards of animal welfare in this country. So, Count Corley, in view of the many positive developments that are taking place in the area of animal welfare, I'd like to commend this counter motion to the House. Thank you.